What you're about to experience are my opinions and truths. I'm suggesting they're possibilities for you to consider, in which you can then come up with your own logical conclusions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fellow decoders, another round. I thought I was done with these. Scripted reality number 10. Here we go. My name is Logan, your tour guide. Decode your reality. I didn't think I was going to do another one of these. I thought I was completed the series of scripted reality, but I didn't know what else to do with this information that I found. And obviously, I got two big, beautiful kitty cats on here. So if you're a cat lover, well, this one's for you. I love cats, furries. This particular cat right here is a Russian blue. There's a very specific reason why I have this one highlighted for this scripted reality 10. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this involves me. That you're gonna see some real-time decoding. This scripted reality part 10 is gonna be the breakdown of myself and my mother, of course, of all people. She doesn't even know I'm doing this, but I just have to share this with you because I'm going to show you in real time how I'm being used. My life is scripted in real time, and my mother, who doesn't even follow numerology and all the stuff that I use, she's being used as well. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into this one right here and start this thing off with the CAT, the cat. Notice that it's a 314. It's pi. It's beautiful. So it adds up to the number 8. My life path is the number 8, but that's very subtle, right? But what's so fascinating is it's pi. And here is my last name, my father's last name. Okay? Payette. And I have in red pi twice. It's pi-et, and if you bring these two T's together, you form the pi symbol, okay? Which is the 16th, it can be the 16th letter in the Greek alphabet. And the reason why I have two cats here is because I knew this, because I'd broken down the Norse goddess Frisia, or Freya, however you pronounce it. And she, if you go and study her, she's the goddess of love, fertility, yada, 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 but she's known for riding a chariot pulled by two cats. And then she's got her wild boar, etc., etc. And I'm like, this is part of my screenplay, right? So if you bring the two cats together, it gives you the 88. Okay, 88, that's going to give you 39 and Ra and all the other stuff. But that's not the highlight of this decode. Right, and then it's tied to this element right here, and I knew this because I pretty much know them all by heart. The 23rd element on the periodic table, vanadium, starts with the letter V. V is the 22nd letter in the alphabet. The word organic, the word natural equals 22. As I've been saying, this is an organic source code playing out, and the V is the 22nd letter tied to organic and source. And the big takeaways, of course, is, first and foremost, it has an atomic mass of 50.94. 50 is tied to In God We Trust. If you bring iodine and americium together, you add those up through numerology, as I showed in my Dios Decoded, that equals 50. 50 is tied to Uranus. And, of course, Uranus is 23 in numerology. And I'm going to get into that, folks. Wait till you see what I have to show you in real time now. This is starting this thing off right here. The cat. The two cats, the 88, and my last name, and having pi twice in my last name. So it really started with this text message my mom sent me today. So here it is, the screenshot right off of WhatsApp. Sent it to me, and it was a picture of this guy right here his name's Grady. I call him Grady Monster. He's 3 years young. I rescued him on the side of the freeway on Route 17 in South Carolina back in 2020, just before the whole pandemic started. I went to go visit my family, and I ended up staying there longer than usual because of what happened. But I ended up finding him on the side of the road. I rescued him. We rescued him. And now he lives with my parents. And he loves my mom. So she always is sending me photos of him. So she photobombed him, and she placed some, I guess because he didn't do this, she plays a lot of cards with her friends and my dad. And so she placed some cards there. And she doesn't follow anything esoteric, because she considers this divination. She's a Jehovah's Witness. She's been a JW for over 40 years. So this stuff that I do, numerology, astrology, is devilish. It's no off limits. We respect one another. But I just wanted to show you in real time, scripted reality, and this is just me and my family. And I'm just being very vulnerable showing you this. So today is when I got the message. I was sitting on the beach, messaged her, and then she messaged me back. And today being June 27th, so if you're watching this after that, well, this is the day, June 27th. Okay, and this is what she sent me. And so what I wanted to do is break down the timestamp, the 4:58 p.m. So there it is. And there's many ways to look at this, but when you add it up, 4 plus 58, it gives you 62. And I'm going to bring that into one of the pieces of the source code, as I've been showing. Many of you great decoders have been showing how valuable the digits of the golden ratio are, the 1.61, yada, yada, yada. Okay, the measurement of nature. So 62 occupies digit 51 and 52. That includes the 1 point. If you don't include the 1 point, it's going to back it up and occupy digit 50 and 51. So there's going to be actually 3 digits for all these numbers when you look at it from a composite perspective. 51 and 52. You know what this is, right? 52 is prison planet. 51, these are tied to antimony and the implant in your brain. Even my return message was at 5:01. There it is. I didn't plan to do this. This was like something after the fact. But the big takeaway is when you add up the 51 and 52, bam, right there, you get the 103. I was born at 1:03 a.m. And then the big takeaway, obviously, is that it's a prime number. And it's not just any prime number. It's the 27th prime number, and it matches my last name on my birth certificate, and it matches the day that my mom sends this. And the reason why I'm highlighting this is because, of course, the cards are in Grady's paws. She staged it that way, and it's the particular card, which is the 7 of spades, and I'm going to show you how ridiculously scripted the code is using my mom. She doesn't even know this. And I'm showing you perhaps so you can, get a better idea of maybe decoding yourself and your family. And, you're going to see you live in a scripted reality, folks. You're not in control of it. I'm sorry to tell you. Maybe some of it, well, actually, I'm not sorry to tell you that. But there it is. And I mean, the reason why I have been such a huge fan of the Chaldean system is obviously because of this. Okay, right there. It matches my last name, my birth certificate last name. Right. So this is really big here. And there's many other pieces to that 27, but there it is right there. Like, I didn't have a choice, folks. I don't have choices to do this stuff. But wait, there's more. Of course there is. So here's the enlarged photograph of him. He's such a beautiful guy. He's a Russian gray, and he's a big dude. So what I wanted to show you is, here is the numerology for the word Uranus. Uranus is 27. My last name equals 27. My mom sent me this photo on the 27th. It's all tied together just in real time. And so, of course, I'm going to look at, she sent it to me. So my birthday is February 4th. June 27th is when she sent it, and I subtract those 2 days, and what do we get? we get the permutation of pi, which is my last name. All right, the 143. And so we just keep going here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's look at the card. Here we go to the left side of your screen. The 7 of spades is card number 46. She has no idea. Like, my mom plays cards, but she has no clue the number. She doesn't do any of this stuff. So this was unconsciously placing these cards in Grady's paws to stage the shot. And it's the 46 card in the deck. So, of course, I'm going to bring that right into the string of the golden ratio. And it occupies digit 71 and 72. I was born at longitude 71. 71 is Lucifer, the light bringer, but that's for a different story. But of course, you add those up. 71 and 72, 143. And there's my birth certificate last name, Pi twice. And that 143 matches the days in between when my mom sent me the message and my birthday. And it's Pi, it's my last name. Coincidence? Folks, there's no organization, there's no Mason, there's no Jesuit running my life or my parents. My mom is a devout Jehovah's Witness. You could say, oh, well, that's Freemason. My mom doesn't know any of that stuff. Okay, those people are being used. I can decode those people in real time, and which I have done. All the societies now, pretty much, showing you that they're being used. So even the box, the card box, it says 5 crowns on it. That equals 46. What do you think the odds would be that she chose the card, that's the 46 card in the deck, to match the actual label on the box? Come on, really? Scripted reality. Okay. And he's 3. Found him in 2020. 2020 is when I found him. Okay. That's when I found this little guy. Well, he's not a little guy anymore. So those of you that are fans of the cards, I'm going to bring in and finish up this scripted reality part 10 using the solar spreads. And, this right here being the primary ground 0, the solar spread 0, the master life spread here and to the right, and then the spirit to complement the master life. This is ground 0. But these change. So I'm actually using this website called AquariusMaximus.com. Check out the website. I'll leave this in the link below. And here is the spread for number 3. This is, if you're 3 years old, if you have a 3-year-old and you find their birth card, you can look at where their birth card is, and then you can know, if you know how to read the cards, you read the lineages of the cards, and you can pretty much map out how their whole solar year is going to go in a big way. Okay, so it's off this website, and here they all are. All right, so I'll leave that in the description for you. So I brought it here, and I enlarged it. Okay, because Grady is 3 right now. Okay, so of course he's holding 7 of spades. So where's the 7 of spades sitting? Right here. And these are numbered, folks, right here. So if I go to this right here, this is it's like a bingo chart. Each one of these squares are numbered. So this is an extension of the cards. This is something I came up with. I don't know if anybody else who uses the cards does this, but this is something that I discovered, and it works amazing. Like it's another extended layer of how this reality works, like a bingo chart. So you can see that the 7 of spades for age 3, which is what Grady is right now, is, because I found him when he was a little kitten. He was a little kitten, a few weeks old, right? And I found him in March of 2020 or something like that. So he's 3. And so he's sitting in space 21. The card he's holding, sitting in space 21. There it is. And of course, his fate would have it 3, which is his age, is 21. His name is 21. And the letter U is the 21st letter in the English alphabet. And what is the letter U? What does that link to? How about Uranus? Uranus. And it's so interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I would have asked my mom to get a picture. My parents bought this house. They live in South Carolina. And in the garage, before you walk into the breezeway to enter the house, right over the door is a horseshoe. So, no kidding. Right over the door. One of the first things I noticed, because I found one in Mexico when I first moved to Mexico. Okay? Scripted reality, folks. There's no accidents with all this kind of stuff. And there's so many other layers, being the Saturn-Neptune line. We can go on and the original position of it, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the connecting point. Since my mom sent me the photograph, she's 76 right now. And she sent me the photograph. So I looked at the solar spread 76. Where's the 7 of spades that she staged for Grady? It's in space number 27. Oh, I got tears, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this is how I feel about this reality. So here's Uranus. Oh, man. My mom has no idea. No idea. Oh my God, has no idea. And it sits in the vertical Uranus line. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was the fun part. And then to finish this decode up here is and I'm putting this out there to show all of you, and this will be included in the course I have coming out. This is what you should be doing for your own personal life, taking your birth certificate name and adding on your mother's maiden name. So here is my birth certificate, my father's last name, and then my mother's last name. And you get an extended layer onto your name, and you can your first and your middle name. I equal 80. My total birth certificate name with my mother's name is 80. I'm tied to Mercury. And of course, you know what? I'm a messenger here. A lot of ways to look at this. But anyway, look at the outcomes, folks. My father's last name is Payette. My mother's last name is Lebec. It's 27 and 16. I mean, I am literally tied to the representation of the yin yang. Heaven and hell, right there. Folks, this has been my entire life, a yo-yo. It's like up, down, up, down, up, down. And like I sit in the middle now. I'm all about neutrality, right? I'm all about, if there is a way to get out of this game, folks, I'm showing you how to do it. That's what I feel is the case. Whether or not you want to accept that as your truth, that's besides the point. And, you know, again, my last name is tied to Uranus, right there. And how big has this been in the decodes I've been showing you? The crypto market, the kingdom of the Christ, the age of Aquarius. It's all tied to uranium, Uranus, which is Anu in the ancient Sumerian culture. That's why they lived in the land of Starts with the letter U, Uranus, But, you know, ladies and gentlemen, it adds up. My two last names equal 43. 191 is the 43rd prime number. Look at where the 191 is attached to. At the string of the gold. I mean, are you kidding me? This is scripted reality, folks. Who do you think's ruling my life? What I'm attached to directly. Yeah, I think I'm the reincarnation of Percival Lowell, and I'm going to show you why, which I decoded the Prometheus, and let's talk about Pluto. But these numbers don't lie, folks, at all. This is, you know, when you look at your last names, your two last names, this is what created you. This is the lineage that you're from. Your first and middle name, if you have a middle name, that's what your parents gave you. But how far back do our last names go? We don't know. But this is where, you know, the origins, where your genetic lineage is from. This is where mine's from right here. Okay. These are dead giveaways, and I'll just finish this up with the astrological map. This is my I've shown this before. This is my astrological map, and I don't want to make this about me, but I just want to show you how scripted my reality is, and this is going to be information for all of you, because you see, in Vedic astrology there is a terminology called Atman Karkarka. And Atman Karkarka is the definition of your planetary ruler of your entire chart. Now, in classical Vedic astrology, it will only go up to Saturn. But, of course, there are more celestials that have been discovered. So I personally look at everything, and I include Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And in Vedic astrology, what is my Atman Karkarka? Uranus. And it's not just Uranus, ladies and gentlemen. It's the degrees at which it's at, which is 29 degrees. And what is the mirror of the 29? The 92. You think this is not an accident? My parents have a horseshoe over their doorway. All the references to the uranium and the Uranus and everything I've been doing and showing you. Scripted reality, I can read your mind. What do you think's reading your mind? Father Sky, this is heaven. Uranus means heaven, the sky. And it sits in my 12th house of the hangman. And it's in the aspects of Virgo. And this is what I said, like I'm the reincarnation of Percival Lowell, who founded the searches for Pluto. And my Pluto is, you know, right next to my Uranus in the same house. And there's more to the story than this, but the big takeaway here is the Uranus at 29 degrees, and then it's in the sign of Virgo. And then who rules Virgo? Mercury. So now what you want to do, you want to find out where that planetary placement is. And my Mercury is down here in my 4th house through the 23rd nakshatra called Dhanishta in the sign of Capricorn. In the 23rd nakshatra, Uranus is 23. You see what I'm saying? So because Mercury rules Virgo and because my Uranus is my chart ruler, Uranus is going to be tied to Mercury. And what is Mercury's job? The messenger. What do you think I'm doing, folks? What do you think my position is on this stage? I am a messenger. I'm not for everybody. You don't have to believe me. I would definitely say use your own critical thinking with logic and discernment. Don't take my word for it. I'm a fan of all these esoteric sciences: astrology, numerology, human design, personality types, Enneagram, alchemy, the cards of illumination, tarot. They're all in here. They're all tied together. And this is a no-brainer. And then if I just remove the Uranus and go to classic Vedic astrology, then my planetary ruler would be Mercury. My chart ruler, I should say. And Mercury is tied to my Uranus. They're right tied together because my Uranus is in my sign of Virgo. Virgo's ruled by Mercury. Right here. And then you just keep going with this. You know, it's in Capricorn. Where's Capricorn? My Saturn is here in the 8th house, which is Scorpio, which is why I'm showing you the hidden secrets, because that's Scorpio. It's in Taurus, the bull. There's just so many ways to look at this. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, my Uranus is right across the way from the 27th Nakshatra called Ravati, and in the Greek spelling of Uranus, it's 27. And I got my Chiron there, right? So there's a lot more to this story here, but I'm just showing you the basic fundamentals. And there's so much more, but that's how you properly do your Atman Karkarka, it's called. I hope I pronounced that right. And this was all about scripted. This is part of me being scripted. Now you know like what you're getting from me. You're getting it right from, you know, the pie. You're getting it from the cat. Freya's in here. Vanadium. I mean, these are all the 23. 23 is where my Mercury's at, along with my moon. It's all here, folks. I mean, I live in a scripted reality, predestined reality. I've been showing it. 400 is my 430th video, I think, or 432nd video or something. I don't know how many videos I got. But this is all a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I got. What did you see? What did you see? I hope that helped you to maybe look at your chart and know what your planetary ruler is for your entire chart. And you can look at it through tropical. Through my tropical, it's Venus, but you know, I favor the Vedic because of the nakshatras and stuff like that. But they both have their say in it, and you know, you can observe them both. So we'd love to hear what you saw. Scripted Reality Part 10. Big shout out to the Grady Monster for being the highlight of this. This guy right here, man, he's a handsome dude and it's pretty awesome. If you got a cat, big shout out to all your furries out there. But there it is. Big shout out. And of course, the 7 of spades being card 46. 46 tied to DNA, as I showed. Double helix is 46. How much more do we need to see here? These are just ridiculously scripted pieces of my own family's reality with them not even knowing it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, love to hear what you saw. Keep your comments coming. That's all I got for today. My name is Logan. Decode your reality. Until next time, we will see you later.